at the moment, and as you see, the leaders are starting to string out the bottom, and everyone's fighting to get down to this bottom lane as that's where the speed is, that's where the pack is, that's where it has the most cars. And seeing quite a few Nitro Motorsports cars stuck in this outside row trying to either generate something or trying to get down.
It's Ricciero followed by Wood, and then Thomas and Annunziata, and Daniel Dye in the 24.
You talk about Gus Dean. Gus won this race 10 years ago, his first ever career win in the Arca Series. His average finisher over several starts is like 6th.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
I feel like when I used to watching Cletus in a green race car, usually it's red, white, and blue. I'm going to have to get used to that today.
Absolutely. He was 10th here at Talladega last week.
Yeah, they actually did that on 7 cylinders. Lost a cylinder last year. Really did a nice job working the draft. And ended up with a top 10 finish.
Here we go, Phil. We've got all these Nitro Motorsports cars lined up in this outside row. Almost the entire team is in this outside lane, and they think that they're going to be able to move up forward as the leaders are all around the bottom. There's not a ton of energy at the moment. 71 of Jankowiak jumps in front of this, and
he saw that too, what you were talking about. So let me get a piece of that.
And the difficult part is you know that these cars behind you, if you're Jankowiak, these cars behind you are going to stick together because they're teammates. That's either good because they're going to push you to the promised land, or it's real bad because they can hang you out whenever they want.
And they do have a good relationship, Andy Jankowiak, along with these Nitro Motorsports guys. I know they've worked together on a number of occasions, so we'll see if they stay in line.
You see there's already been a gap formed kind of from this front 6 cars to this 2 wide. These 2 wide cars are going a little bit slower, and these leaders are breaking away.
And it's Jason Kitzmiller, the final car in that front pack, and he's coming off a nice race. 6th place finish in Kansas. He was 7th at Daytona to start the year.
Yeah, here it is. Nitro cars feel like they're going to be faster without Jankowiak in front of them. They're going to go top 3 and send them right back to the back.
Yeah, so much for their buddy Andy Jankowiak.
Yeah. Doesn't last long, and that's something we're going to talk about. I mean, teammates, friends, whoever you can manipulate to help you. That's what this type of racing is all about. It's a very social form of racing at 180, 190 miles an hour. You're trying to not necessarily make deals.
One of them being NASCAR legend Mark Martin was one of the people who came on board as a sponsorship role for the weekend for Taylor Reimer. So she says that support has been very meaningful for her to see the good people who want to partner with her and be a part of her racing, guys.
Absolutely, and to your point, she has had some issues this year, 30th and a 32nd, but right now running inside the top 5.
Yeah, that 77 is one of the PRG cars, a teammate to that 28 of Jack Wood. That could come into play later on. It looks like Daniel Dye's going to jump to the outside.
And you said in the break, you feel like he's got a really fast car, Austin.
I do, but you can't be a fast car by yourself. And Jack Wood likes the idea of being able to get around Joe Ruggiero. As you see, Jack Wood moves up in front of Daniel Dye, but with a 10-car breakaway, I mean, look, you can't even see a single car behind this group. It's like they're having their own little race out here. But obviously, with 65 laps to go, 12 laps in, this is an interesting move, and curious to see what Jack Wood and Daniel Dye are able to do with this run.
So much for that single file run right
yeah,
there.
No kidding. No, the other drivers seem to be interested. You know, these 2 Nitro Motorsports cars. That we had 4 of them. They were together. We lost 2 of them. They're way back there, and they want to move up through this 10-car pack.
How about the tail end of this lead draft right here in 10th? That black car. A black car and an Earnhardt at Talladega. Some magic there. Bobby Earnhardt, talked to him yesterday in the garage area, and he was so excited about being here. He said Daytona was his all-time favorite. The fact he wanted to race Daytona, he was able to do that, had a top 10 finish in this car, and here he is at Talladega. He said that was next on my list. Obviously, so much success with his family here at Talladega. Dale Sr.'s last win was right here in 2000 at Talladega. Remember when he came from like 17th or 18th with 3 laps to go and won that race.
Pretty cool. Of course, this is Elton. Can't beat it. And he's got a huge following, about 4.5 million.
He does sometimes you have one thing on your bucket list, but he does like 47 things that people have on their bucket list.
Good for the sport. All right, down to Josh with more.
Well, guys, I mean, we just saw that montage, and we see all the videos. We see Cletus having a ball, which you love to see. But I talked with the team this morning, and Mark Reck, the crew chief for this team, and he told me the thing people don't see is just how smart Cletus is and how good and talented he is behind the wheel. He said he can't do all the things that he's able to do, hop in all these different vehicles and have the success that he's having without the talent. He's learning quick. We saw how much he learned last year when he had that engine trouble, was still able to rally and come home with a top 10. He attributes a lot of that, of course, to the late, great Greg Biffle, of course, a guy he is honoring every time he is back out here on the track. Right now, in line, his spotter, that is Kevin Hamlin, said, hey, this is kind of the boring part of the race. We're running in line right now. Cletus said, yeah, I know, but we're in the spot we want to be. Let's keep doing what we're doing, and when it's time to race, we can race.
I love that. That Greg Biffle, obviously, he wears his heart on his sleeve. Nothing is boring. I mean, this was earlier today, and every time he passes a car, it's like a Super Bowl victory in that number 30 car, you can see.
I just love his enthusiasm, and we feel that when we talk to him.
I couldn't even fathom doing that 3 laps into the race.
Well, and you guys called the race in Kansas last week. He was running really well until they dropped an oil line late.
Without a